What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the first video of this new series I want to do over verse. Now, what verse is, for you guys that don't know, it's the coding language inside of UEFN. That's how you get like custom variables and like other cool little things to work, such as like placing things or having randomizers, all sorts of fun things in this. So, I want to go over it all and make a new series over it, since in the last episode you saw us make that. So, this is for people who are brand new to UEFN as well. I can show you guys how to get island started and how to get into game. So, if you're brand new, you will not have any of these projects. You just have this screen. So what you want to do is press blank, and then you're just going to name it. We're going to call this my first project. There we go. Okay, so make sure you have your file location where you want it, and then after you name it, just press this little create button down here. Now it's going to say creating a project, my first project. Just kind of wait. It won't take you very long. There we go. Okay. So, once it's created, it will come into the island, like so. And you'll see you have a blank canvas, and you have two spawners and island settings device. We don't really gotta worry about this for now. But what you do want to learn is the basic controls. So, WASD allows you to fly around. If you hold right click, you can look around. And then, like I said, fly around WASD. And yeah, that's how you get started with movements. But we don't need to worry about that too much. What we're going to do is find your outliner. It's in your top right. We're going to press the Verse Explorer. Now what we're going to do is right click my Verse project. We're going to add a new Verse file to project. So we're going to make this a Verse device, and we're going to call this learning the basics. Sweet. So we're not going to touch on these three for now. This is the only one really going to touch on in the series is the Verse device. So after you name it, just press create, and then you'll see it created. Once that pops up, all you gotta do is either double click that, or click the verse icon. I'll just say double click this for the fastest. Now, if you don't have Visual Studio downloaded, it's gonna ask you to download it. So download that real fast. And with that being said, we are now inside a verse. So whenever you make a brand new device, you're gonna see your different references to Fortnite.com, Verse Simulation, and the Unreal Engine temporary diagnostics. And then right here is how you can go to the documentation, and then you can see this is a verse authored creative device that can be placed in a level, and then this runs when the device is started, and it replaces with your code. So they give you some simple code such as hello world and 2 plus 2 equals 2 plus 2. So what we're going to do today is go over the basics. We're going to learn about a variable, we're going to learn about a function, and we'll learn about simple maths. So what is a variable? So if we click twice in here, we can type in var. And for verse, you do not want to type in a variable. You just want to type var. So this will make a new variable. You can name it whatever. So like, imagine a variable is like coins, or it could be like cash, or it could be like, I don't know, your points. It could be anything really. It's just something to save what you have. Well, not save, but keep track of what you have, pretty much. So we'll do coin for this example. So then we'll press these two dots right here, and then we'll do there's a couple of different things you can do. You can do an int. This is an integer. You can do a string. This is text. You can do a float. This is a number with the decimal point variables. And you can also do vector threes. We're not going to touch on those yet. And that's really the main part. You can also have devices with this. We'll get into that later though. So we're just going to do an integer, and then we're going to do equals, and we're going to say 0. So that's our default value. If we do float, if you want decimal values, you can do 0.0. So I could say coins is well, we'll make coins an int for my sake, and we'll say coin equals 0. Now you can do, I'll probably call it coins just to make it better. Sweet. Okay, so now we have a variable. So this is awesome. What we can do with this now is if we come to our on begin, we can do a set. So this will set your value, or it will add or subtract or divide or whatever to your variable. So we'll set our variable called coins equal to coins plus 1. So this is going to add 1 to this value. Now if you want to set coins to a regular value, you can just set coins equals 1. This will automatically set this to 1 without adding on at all. It'll just get rid of any other numbers you had and just set it to 1. Now I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're trying to add stuff to people's values, and I'll say plus 1 or plus whatever value you want, but it just depends on what you're doing. So then to see this work, we'll do print, and we'll print coins is now set to, and then we'll do our little brackets, or it won't do brackets, yeah, we'll do brackets, and we'll say coins in here, and then we'll add another quotation mark there. And what this is doing is it's telling us in our log that coins is now set to coins, which is this variable right here, and it'll print out the number. It won't say coins, it'll just print out the number. And we can test that in game. But before we do that, if you want to test this, all you gotta do is press this little button right here. This will build it, or you can press push first to the server without updating the content service. So we'll just build it. There we go, built successfully. And all you gotta do, come down to your content browser, right down here. You'll see this right here. This is your reverse class, this is your device. All you gotta do, hold it, drag it out, and now we have a reverse device. Now to launch a session, all you gotta do is press this button here, and we can launch in. I will launch in and show you guys this real fast. So, be back here in a second once this decides to launch me in session. Alright, so we are now loaded into my map, and as you can see, we have my device right there. So if we go ahead and we press start game, we will see that coins is now set to 1 in our log, right there. That's what we want. So we can go ahead and in-game, we can go back to our Unreal Engine, and we can go to reverse again. So, we know that it's now adding 1, and it's not giving us 0. Sweet, that's good. So, another thing we can do is, if you want to add two things together, like I said, they had more coins, so var more coins, int equals 5, we can do, instead of plus 1, we can do plus more coins. And that should now, if we press this button here, it will build, and then we'll see it's updating our session. You'll be kicked out for a second. It updates really fast, luckily, whenever you do verse. And if we test it out in game now, we will see coins now set to 5. So boom, that's basic maths, and you have written your first couple lines of code. Congratulations, guys! You're on your way to becoming a coder. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, so with that being done now, we can go ahead and we can make a function to where this happens, and we can make it to where it gives us coins without having to restart the match over and over. So press enter a couple times, and we'll go ahead and we'll do add coins. So that's me the name of it. We're gonna do our what is that? Parentheses? No, that's not parentheses. It's like, it's not a bracket. Hyphens. I think that's what it's called. Hyphens. Yeah. So we're gonna do add coins like that, and then we're gonna do the 2 dots void equals. So that's saying that this is going to be a one-time use. Well, not one-time use, but it's only going to run once. So we'll do void equals, and we'll do the same thing we did before. Set coins equals coins plus 1. So we have that set now, but the downside about this is the code doesn't know when to run this, because this is just outside of the on begin. So it's like, oh, so after we do this, we don't know when to do this. So if we do something like this, and we do sleep, we do 0.0, or we do sleep for 5 seconds. Now what this is, it tells the code to stop. Pretty much, it puts it to sleep for 5 seconds, makes it stop. And then we're going to say add coins. So after 5 seconds, it's going to add coins, and then we can print, we'll print out added a coin. And we'll get our coins. There we go. So if we go ahead and push this out real fast, we will see once it decides to push real fast. Let it connect. Alright, let's go ahead and start it. We'll see coins is set to 5. And after about 5 seconds, 4:48, 5 seconds later, added a coin. And now it's 6. Sweet. So just like that, we have added a coin to our default value, and now we're up to 6. And that shows that this function adds a coin without having to type any extra code. And you can run this over and over and over. So like you could do sleep again for another, like what, a second. And you can do add coins again. But if you want to add a coin a second, like in a simulator, another thing you can do is we can make another function for that. So we can add coins loop, and then we'll do the hyphens again, and then we'll do a little we'll do a less than sign, and we'll say suspends, and we'll do greater than. So this is telling it that the code is allowed to pause and sleep if it wants to. And we'll do our dots void equals, and then we're gonna do set coins equals coins plus 1. We're gonna have it sleep for 1 second, and then we're gonna say add coins loop. So what this is doing is adding a coin, it's sleeping, and then it's running this whole function over again. And then we'll say print added or coins looping. And we'll say coins. So there we go. Okay. And then we can go ahead, we can do this, get rid of that, and we'll just say our add coins loop. Sweet. So now if you go ahead and we push this out, I'll show you guys how this works. We'll wait for this to reload real fast. Alright, sweet. So let's have a look here. Coins is now set to 5. And then it should start looping here in a minute. Coins looping 7, 8, 9, 10, and it goes. It does that until either we tell it to stop, which we can't since we already enabled that, or it pretty much goes into the end of the match, or until the server shuts off. So yeah, that's how you do coins looping. And since we have a second delay, it gives me 1 coin every second. Awesome. So that's great. We now have coins looping. We learned how to do basic maths, and we have written 28 lines of code in this episode. Well, not really. We learned about like what, 10, 15. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I'd be happy writing all of that. Okay. So I think that's all we'll go over in this episode. That's good. We learned the basics, the fundamentals, and how it all works. So next episode, I think we'll apply vars to a HUD. Actually, we'll do something else. I'll teach you guys about how. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to get into verse, how to do variables and functions. In the next episode, we'll go over more in depth of how we can make these functions actually do stuff in game instead of just printing out in the log. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'd like to subscribe if you're new around here and if you liked it a lot. And I hope you guys have a good, great night. Have a great night, day, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.